Hello. What's up this evening, everyone? Forgot what time of day it was. Sometimes I forget the day of the week. Other times, I guess I forget what time of the day it is. What's up, everyone? Welcome. Fine Thursday to you all. Good to see ya. Weird JoJo, Monin the Conqueror, David, it is to Severius, Mr. Finkles. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Yeah, I have not looked at the new cards yet. I see there's a few that it got spoiled, so we can do a live look at the brand new spoilers in just a minute. So I think our plan for tonight. Hey, thank you. I was wondering, how's the beard looking? I saw a little bit. Okay, I think it's good. Good enough. So I think our plan for tonight, we're gonna play it by ear. I want to play this Tinybones Tergrid deck that I think seems really fun. I like both of those cards. Putting them together seems like a perfect plan. So we're gonna do that for sure. Also, I don't know. We might try this super duper weird April Fool's event. Have any of you played the April Fool's event? I'm kind of like, I don't know if I like it or not. I've played a couple of games and it is different. Dark Joker, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it seems fun, and then other times it's like, oh, I play a meddling mage, and you're like, no. They should have banned meddling mage, probably. Maybe that's against the spirit of the format, but oh man, meddling mage deck is like so obnoxious to play against. Did reanimating Platinum Angels to dunk on mill-style decks when they could kill you in 4 turn 4? Yeah, I mean, things happen quickly in that format, that's for sure. So yeah, that's going to be our plan for today. I have not had a black screen on Arena, but yeah, some Tergrid action. We also have the Legend deck that we didn't get to, Green-White Legend, so maybe we try that. Maybe we try some April Fool's event. But first, we got new spoilers that I have not even seen yet. I have not looked at these cards, so let's look at them. Let's look at them together. First reaction to new spoilers. So card number 1 appears to be new Luca. So Luca, front half, Milla Crafty Companion. 1 and double white, Legendary Fox. Whenever an opponent attacks one or more planeswalkers you control, put a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. Whenever a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, you may draw, oh boy, that's an ability. You may draw a card. That is a powerful effect. That is similar to Leovold, which is really good to bannably good. Not quite as good because it doesn't trigger when it targets you, only your permanents, but that is still a legit card. Not sure about the Planeswalker type. So that's the front half of the card. The back half of the card appears to be a Planeswalker. Luca, Wayward Bonder, 6 mana, 5 loyalty. You may discard a card if you do draw a card. If a creature card was discarded this way, draw 2 cards instead. So +1, discard and draw, maybe actually generate card advantage. -2, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield that gains haste, exile at the beginning of your next end step. Ooh, that's kind of a pretty powerful ability. -7, which you can get to pretty quickly, you get an emblem with whenever a creature enters a battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Ooh, so that pretty much wins the game. Oh, that is a pretty powerful effect. Yeah, that's the difference between the new Wolf and Leovold is Leovold triggers when you get targeted as well. This only triggers when your permanents get targeted, but still, both sides of this card seem pretty reasonable. Like, Myla seems like good protection for some sort of white aggro deck, and then the backside, Luca, I mean, it doesn't protect itself all that well, but that's a pretty explosive Planeswalker. If you can, like, plus it once, discard something devastating, reanimate an Ulamog or something, that actually seems like a pretty effective line. I kind of like this card. So is this, like, busted? I don't think the Luca side is busted. I actually really like the front side, though. I think this front side is going to be very strong. Krusty Mac, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. I actually feel like the Planeswalker loyalty counter ability is like the weakest of the ability. Neo Yashu, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Exile at the beginning of your next upkeep. All right. I mean, I guess that's a slight upside. I assume if you're doing this, you're doing it to like hit your opponent with something, but I guess that means technically you can reanimate something with haste and not attack with it and block if you're really desperate, which I think most of the time you're going to be trying to hit your opponent like Shallow Grave style, but that is an upside. So all right, so that's a pretty sweet card. I think New Luke is pretty good. Ironcrag Luca, Big Red Terror of the Peaks. Can you read Fox again? Ooh, let me see if I can pull it up again. Hey, wait, where did what does the fox say? Where did the fox go? All right. Whenever an opponent attacks one or more planeswalkers you control, put a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. So if you have a bunch of planeswalkers and your opponent attacks them, you get an extra loyalty counter on your planeswalkers. So that's a little bit of protection for your planeswalkers. And then whenever a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell and or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. So that kind of compares, I think, to Leovold. That is my thinking, is that it's basically Leovold, but maybe, I mean, that's pretty similar. I think Leovold's better, but it's close enough that I can see the comparison. Leovold, whenever you or a permanent you control is the target of a spell or ability opponent controls, you draw a card. So the only difference is your opponent can lightning bolt your face or whatever with Mila out and you don't get to draw, but still, Leovold is busted. I feel like that's a pretty reasonable effect. That's a good Magic card. Hey, what's up, Fazahul? How are you? How is it going tonight? Have you seen April Fool's event at Arena? I have. I don't know. We might try it. We possibly might try it tonight. I played it a couple times. I'm not actually sure if I like it or not. We also got Mavina Student's Advocate, a white mythic rare, 2 and a white. You get a 2/3 flying bird advisor. 0 mana. You can cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. If the spell does not target a creature you control, it costs 8 more to cast. If the spell would be put into the graveyard, exile it instead. Only activate this once a turn. Huh. So kind of like White Kess, but you gotta pay 8 mana. I think that if it didn't have that taxing ability, if this was just 0 casted instant or sorcery card from your graveyard that can target a creature you control, or it must target your creature you control, that would be a good card. I think that would actually be a good card. And so this is a good card. I think the 8 mana tax, though, it is just so easy to meme on because it looks ridiculous. Like, if you want to cast a lightning bolt at your opponent's face, it's going to cost 9 mana. Why is it even on there? Like, why is that... Why is that cost even on there? Because it just looks weird. How is that going to come up often enough that it actually is going to matter? I guess maybe in Commander it will. But yeah, it seems like a good like Orvar style card, Feather style card. Definitely a powerful effect. I mean, being able to cast something for free, even restricted to targeting creatures you control most of the time, that's a pretty big deal. And that's card advantage in white. It really actually is. Not super duper high powered card advantage, but I hope we get more effects like this. Like, this is a way you can give white card advantage that isn't draw a card. It doesn't say the words draw a card on it, but this is really solid mono white card advantage. So I actually really like this card, although the 8 mana tax definitely cracks me up. We also got Killin, Ink Duelist, 1 white, 1 black, for a 2/2 legendary human warlock, lifelink, menace. Spells that target this creature cost 2 less to cast. So, I guess it's supposed to be like a Orzhov Voltron commander, essentially. Lifelink and menace, good abilities. You get a discount on sticking your whatever, all glitters on it. That's fine. Maybe I could show up in an Aura style deck. Still dies to removal though, but that's a fine card. Oh, when you target a creature? Hang on a second. Does it say a creature or this creature? Spells you cast that target a creature cost 2 less to cast. Alright. So, I mean, that makes it a little better, because technically that means you can get a discount on your removal spells, let's say. If you want a Blood Chief's Thirst, you can kick it and it's only 2 mana to kill anything, or like, whatever, get a discount on your Doomblade down to 1 mana. So that actually does make it more powerful. Like, you can load it up with auras, but you can also get a discount on your removal spells or other spells you're targeting at your creatures. Alright, I kind of like that card. I don't know if it's... I mean, I guess 2/2 lifelink Menace is pretty reasonable stats for 2 mana. It is legendary, which is a bit of a drawback, but I could see that seeing play somewhere. Quantium, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Blot out the sky. 1 black, 1 white, and X sorcery. Create X tapped 2/1 white and black inkling creature tokens with flying. If X is 6 or more, destroy all non-creature, non-land permanents. Whew. Wow. That puts a lot of power on the battlefield. So if you cast this for, I don't know, 6 mana, you're going to get 4 2/1s with flying. If you cast it for 7 mana, you get 5. That's a turn 2 clock. That actually seems like a pretty legitimate card. It is a sorcery, and it does have a ton of, and no way to cheat on it like March of the Multitudes, but that actually seems like a card that can actually kill people pretty easily, especially since the creatures are evasive. I actually really like that. Are you going to play a game or two of the broken fun historic format for April Fools? Maybe. I think that depends on if that's what y'all want. I figured I would leave it up to you. I'm down for doing it. I've played a couple games of it. I'm kind of in the middle on it. Also, last card I think so far, Selfless Glyph Weaver. So front side, 2/3 for 3 human cleric, exile it, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. So kind of like a bad Selfless Spirit, although it is a cleric, which is relevant. Backside, Deadly Vanity, 8 mana sorcery, choose a creature or planeswalker, then destroy all other creatures or planeswalkers. That's kind of relevant. I mean, you can Coco into it to protect your stuff. Somewhat relevant creature type, human, cleric. Humans especially relevant for older formats. In older formats, you're never going to need 8 mana to cast it, but in theory you could if the game goes really long. So, I mean, I like that card. This is a way that if you're playing an Orzhov deck, you get to play this because Selfless Glyphweaver is already like a reasonable card. And then you kind of get to free roll the really expensive Wrath side that maybe sometimes it comes up. But I like that. It's a way you can sneak this into your deck when you normally wouldn't play this card in your main deck. But since it's attached to a decent-ish creature anyway, then I think you'd actually play it in the main deck. So, man, this set's got some good cards. Would like to see some broken stuff. We'll give it a shot. Is there another new card? They just keep coming. Not enough. Oh my god. All right, one more. Apparently. Humiliate. 1 and a black. Sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. The player discards it. Put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. Nah. Alright, so that's like agonizing remorse. Downside is you don't exile. Upside is you don't lose life and you get a +1/+1 counter. Yeah. I mean, 2 mana discard is typically pretty standard playable, so I don't know if this will make it outside of standard. I guess you'd have to really care about +1/+1 counters in like historic. Maybe if you're playing a +1/+1 counter deck, but since we have Inquisition and Thoughtseize after Strixhaven releases, probably not. But not a bad standard discard spell. It's basically castigate. Oh, all right, no more spoiler reveals. We're gonna actually play Magic, but first we gotta do some reminders. Do you think Bone Crusher will get banned? I know a lot of people are dismissing cards because they're because they died in Bone Crusher in Standard. Do you think Standard would be better off with such a card, or does it not matter since we have Shock and other removal spells? I 100% think that Bone Crusher is going to keep a lot of sweet cards from Kaldheim. Strixhaven, rather. I 100% think it's going to keep a lot of cards from Strixhaven out of the format. Like, if you... Oh, man, I promise we're not just going to do this all night. We're going to play Magic. But if you just look through the spoiler, there's a lot of things that want to sit out... Like, this dies to it. But there's a lot of things that want to sit out on the battlefield. Like the Apprentice cycle. There is the Leonin that has, like, prowess for your entire team, or Magecraft for your entire team. There's a lot of, like... this thing, Silver Quill Silencer, I guess also would be on the list. there's a lot of like 2-mana 2/2s that just get absolutely wrecked by Bone Crusher, and I think those cards just cannot see play. Like Witherbloom Apprentice is like a really sweet grape shot that sits out on the battlefield, but when like 50% of decks are playing Bone Crusher, I don't think you play cards like that. You just can't play 2-drops or X2s that have to sit on the battlefield. Should it be banned? I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been banned yet, and if it was gonna be banned, it probably would have happened by now. So we're probably at the just like ride it out stage of the game. But I do think it's gonna hold back a lot of cards from Strixhaven, unfortunately. That otherwise, I mean, would they be staples? No, but at least they might be play. And little tiny mini rant. I know some people really don't like the dies to Doomblade argument, but dying to Bone Crusher is not dies to Doomblade. It's not saying, oh, this creature's bad because it just dies to removal, because most creatures in Magic die to removal. I think that's where people come from when they like push back against the dies to Doomblade argument, is like, all right, most things die to removal, you got to give me something more than that to convince me it's not good. On the other hand, dying to a card that's in 50% of decks and is also a 3-mana 4/3 with some amount of protection and is also a 2-mana shock, that's a little different than just being like, oh, it dies to removal, so I'm dismissing it. It's like, it dies to a card that's in everyone's deck. Like, Lotus Cobra is a busted card. We saw that in the early days before there were bannings. It's a busted 2-drop. If you have Lotus Cobra sit out on the battlefield, you can go to town and do ridiculous things. Like, that's more powerful than a lot of these Strixhaven cards, and that can't even really see play because of Bone Crusher keeping it down. So I don't think it'll be banned, but I do think it's going to push cards out of the format. Anyway, Replay YouTube, there's where you'd find the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube, if you missed it, we had a really fun Against the Odds today that you should probably check out. I think it's a good one. It's definitely a good one. I mean, I'm also tired of just Eldraine in general, so Arena's having outages. Oh boy. All right. Well, worst case, I guess we try to do something on Moto if things crash. Or we just talk spoilers for 3 hours. Want to congratulate in the video Against Odds modder. John, I laughed so much. Well, thank you so much. Otherwise, our sponsor tonight, yeah, check out the Against Odds episode. It's a fun one. Our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. If you need some Strixhaven or other cards, you can get them at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free Scoop Soldier sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Otherwise, merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playbets, good way to support the stream and the channel and the site. Donations, always appreciated, never required. $2 or more, get your message read on stream. Did you like the Against Odds episode? All right, let's try a game. Let's try a game and then we talk about it. So, Tiny Tergrid, Tinybones wants us to make our opponent discard so we can draw cards and kill them with the activated ability. We also have Tergrid, which is good against the sack decks and lets us steal the stuff we make our opponent discard. Backing that up, we have Liliana for discarding, we have Davriel for discarding, we have Inscription of Ruin for discarding and removal, and Rankle, sacrifice, discard, Bugler Rats, of course, for some discarding, Thoughtseize for discarding, Liliana's Triumph can be a sacrifice effect and a discard effect, and then Waste Not, another payoff for making our opponent discard. So the plan of this deck is essentially make you discard all your cards, hopefully with a Tinybone out so we draw cards, stick a Tergrid or a Tergrid's Lantern, use that to finish the game. Sideboard, removal, graveyard hate, card draw, removal, a counter spell hate, I guess, control deck hate and thought distortion. So let's do some bugling, some Tinybones and trinketing. Is that your Brawl deck? Hey, what's up, Jake Jesus? How are you? Well, let's see if Arena even works today. What Strixhaven cards am I excited to play with so far? Oh man, the list is actually pretty long. I think Strixhaven has a lot of sweet cards. I'm really hyped about a ton of Mystic Invocations. Specifically for Historic, I think is going to be sweet. I like some of the big spells. I want to try like a Is It Dragons deck, I think could be... This hand would be good if we had another land, but unfortunately, we do not have another land. I think the huge token maker is going to be hilarious. Just like cast it and then fling or Kazul's Fury it. Alright. We might actually be putting Tergrid to the bottom for now. Going on the Waste Not plan. What card are you most excited about to play from Strixhaven? Control A. Well, if we can down this Waste Not, it'll be good. Yeah, I feel like dragons, they got the big spells, they got the Dragon Sweeper. What are your thoughts on Symmetry Sage? Doesn't pass the Bone Crusher test, but only costs one. I think. Oh no, it's this deck. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, counters will abound. Yeah, I think we gotta kill something or attempt to. I think the Symmetry Sage, I think it can be a good historic card. I don't know if it'll be. I don't know how good it'll be in standard. Oh, it's spirits. Interesting. Well, that. I don't know if that's better or worse. Well, we kill a thing, but our opponent more flyers. Ew. Gotta play Tomer in Commander tonight. Ooh, what did you play, Jimmy? Gonna have to build a Commander deck that copies a new Bolt Cleric 5,000 times and names every card in Magic 20 times. Wait, the new Bolt Cleric? About it. What is the sweetest commander from this set? I think the Mardu one that. I think the Mardu one that that can be a sorcery is pretty sweet. Oh, Strixhaven Stadium. Yeah, Strixhaven Stadium. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll try. We gotta find a unique way to get 10 counters though. I don't think that the plan of just attacking with 10 creatures is going to be that practical. I think you die before it happens. Oh boy. Levels up. Opponent goes attacking. Well, once we go to sideboard and we bring in a bunch of removal, this is just one of those games where it doesn't look like we're going to get to resolve spells. Liliana. About it. Yeah, there's sweepers and a bunch more removal in the sideboard. Evolution Sage puts Scape Shift to proliferate the counters. Yeah, that could get there. Paradox Engine, untap shenanigans. Vorinclex could work. Actually, how many cards do you have in the graveyard? 2? Well, I guess we kill Rattle Chains. Attempt to. Hopefully they don't have another Rattle Chains. Alright, Rattle Chains down. Come on, removal. Have you ever thought about a commander for Against the Odds? I know it's singleton, but it could be fun to try once in a while. Yeah. The problem I've had with... Where's the Humiliate spoiler? I just saw it on Reddit. I'm not sure exactly. It's from Magic Esports. I don't know how they distributed it, but that's where I saw it. So the problem with doing Commander on Against Odds, I think, is not the best timing for that. Yeah, we're gonna lose to Ascendant Spirit. Well, let's see what's in our opponent's hand and then scoop. Alright. Sure. Well, yeah, that's a lot of blue 1-drops. So the problem with doing Commander Against Odds is, for one thing, Commander decks are just really high variance. So if you have a combo, the odds of pulling it off in any specific game, either you build really spiky decks or you build like kind of mid-tier decks, but your odds of doing like a multi-card combo in any specific game, not especially high. So that's one issue. The other issue is it's the games are really long, and you don't really have a like a league you can play or anything. So you kind of just play one like 3-hour Commander game and hope for the best. So whether or not you'd get something exciting for an Against Odds episode is just so high variance. I think that's something Tober's run into sometimes. Like trying to stream it and do like highlights of his stream is sometimes it's like I played for 9 hours and played 3 games and like no cool things happened. So that's always kind of been my fear of trying to do a Commander Against Odds. I think it could be really fun, but maybe it'd have to be like Commander Clash or something. No, no DVD mounts at the moment. Yeah, I'm not sure. People like it, but I've already used it a couple times, so I don't know. I've been thinking about it, whether it's worth it to just bounce around for the whole stream. Plus, the other thing is, I ended up doing a somewhat against the odds themed, or a somewhat April Fool's theme against. Don't tell me you have a spell pierce. A somewhat April Fool's theme against the odds, so I don't know if it'd be April Fool's Overload. Ish Ranger for the 7th month. That's more than half a year. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If I have never played Arena before, what would be the best way to start without actually spending a lot of money? Do you have to lose a lot to people who have everything? So the good news is... Well, I guess we just kill stuff and then kill more stuff. So kill you. Play a land, kill you. So the nice thing is on Arena... You are ranked based on, you are paired against your opponent based on your rank. So if you're just starting off, you're hopefully going to play other people who are also just starting off. So there is some built-in mechanisms, I would say, to help get around that issue. And you basically, if you can spend some amount of money, it'll speed things up. But you can also completely free to play. It just takes a lot of time. Hey, what's up, Drigo? How are you? All right, there's the spell pierce. Did I get your name wrong, Irish Ranger? Against odds for April Fools. When's this coming out? After the Jund episode. Yeah, in the near future. In the near future, I will be releasing it. Oh, opponent. Oh my god, doing this thing, drawing counters. Making me want to cry. Opponent passes. Well, play a land, play Liliana. Opponent. Meh. Spell Pierce Part 20. Pass the turn. Hey, what's up, Val? How are you? Spectral Sailor for our opponent. Oh. This is one of my least favorite archetypes to play against by far. I had a commander game last week. I thought... Opponent. Well, you're not spell piercing this one, but you've already used many spell pierces. Sure. On to the next one. Oh, boy. Oh boy. Anyone running Stitcher Supplier Creeping Chill deck in the new Historic? Yeah, so what have you been playing in the new Historic format? And have you enjoyed it? I'm curious. Gonna pick a Strixhaven commander for an upcoming stream. Can't decide which one of the spoiled ones should I play. I like... Boy, I'm still remembering the card names, but I like the one that's the big Rakdos sorcery on the backside, the Blood Avatar. I think that's a really one of the more unique ones we've seen. Well, all right. I mean, Tinybones waste not in discard. We'll see how many spell pierces this deck is running. Use it as an excuse to test a new deck. Ooh, how did that work? Yeah, that's been my experience. Is you run into a lot of people who are just all about the like try to lock you out of the game strategy, which is a little bit obnoxious. Like when you just play all the meddling mages, that kind of goes a long way towards winning against decks that are playing a ton of copies of the same thing. What do you think about an Abzan deck now with so many good black-white disrupt and good green creatures? I mean, it seems like an Abzan deck could definitely work. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Not quite as good as having Tergrid out, but 2 lands. So we get 4 mana. So we play Rankle. Go attacking. Each player discards a card. Each player sacks a creature. We'll discard Bajuka Bog. Oh! Discard power. Gargaroth down. Get a zombie. Board clear. Tinybones and Davriel left over. Potent. Ronas with no friends. Del Roas, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, the only bad news is once our opponent does draw something, this is gonna do things. Well, let's play Davriel. Start chipping away. We can't activate Tinybones yet. Pass the turn. Opponent gets pigged. Down to 15. About it. Whoo! Why are they holding onto a card? Is it Coco? Is that their draw? Nope. Gargaroth? Glorybringer! Give us the zombies! Tinybones draws those cards! Oh, that worked out amazingly. Well, that's what you get for playing 5 drops about it. Pick our opponent. Oh, wow, that is also a good draw. Ronas, down. I think we got him. Skull Raid. Oh, that was a tiny blowout. Skull Raid. Let me take a look at Skull Raid. Skull Raid. 4 mana, target opponent draws 2 cards. If fewer than 2 cards were discarded this way, you draw cards to equal the difference. Foretell for 2. Yeah, I could see considering that. 4 mana is a bit expensive, but the foretell cost is not bad. Yeah, I could see that being in the conversation. It does have super sweet art. Well, Extinction Event in. Eliminate in. Go down. Rankle was good that game. We'll go down 1 Rankle, 1 Liliana, 1 Inscription, 1 Bugler Rats. Try it like that. Oh, yeah, I do wish Pox was in the format, or even Death Cloud or something like that. Would be so spectacular. That seems reasonable. Yeah, we were talking about Luca at the beginning of the stream. I think the front half is a pretty powerful creature. The Luca half, it's not bad. It's kind of a neat, like, red Reanimator Planeswalker. What are you most looking forward to rotating this far? Oh, Eldraine? All of it? All of it? All of it. Get it out of here. I feel like the new Luca's ultimate should have been 5 or 6. I feel like Wizards doesn't explore the ultimate quickly enough for the Planeswalker style. So I think the issue is emblems. I think Wizards could do a lot more with Planeswalker ultimates if emblems were not this weird card type that you cannot interact with in any way. Like, I feel like that's the issue. Like, Luca at 6 mana that instantly ultimated, its ability is like a 5 mana enchantment or something, or a 6 mana enchantment. That ultimate would be fine at 6 mana if you could interact with it. So I wonder if maybe eventually, 10 years in the future, I'm sure it'll take forever, but if they take and make it so you can interact with emblems, then they could probably do a lot more like that. Hey, what's up, Garvey Woods? How are you? The Against Odds deck you played today was really weird. The 0-1 you played just 1 matches, your opponent's flood. Yeah, I mean, the 0-1, it can do some things on occasion. It's not always good, but it is occasionally very good. Well, Liliana. Take it up. Discard. I think Waste Not. Our opponent has enchantment removal on the battlefield. We would like to draw land, Tergrid, Liliana, steal like a Gargaroth or something would be insane. Yeah, I feel like emblems are just too powerful to have planeswalkers ultimate too easily.
Keep your grimy hands off.
All right. Speaking of bone crushers, on our elves. Well, play waste not. Thoughtseize our opponent. Take the Glory Bringer, get a zombie. Well, not getting the Tergrid mana, and Bone Crushers just keep coming, and at least our opponent's drawing cards, which turns on our other stuff. Opponent, Bone Crusher. Draws a card. Oh, we really need this Tergrid. It would be so good. Love Struck Beast token. Opponent goes attacking, no blocks. We're dying. We need Tergrid. Oh! Well, that is quite literally the worst possible time to draw a Bajuka Bog. There will be Japanese versions on Arena is card style, so we'll have to pay for them, but they will exist. Opponent goes to combat. Well, eliminate a Bone Crusher. Take a... Yeah, I think we're dead now. We need a Tergrid this turn, not next turn. This... Now we're just too low on life to actually... For Tergrid to actually matter. Unfortunate. There is a new Luca Planeswalker. MDFC half Luca Planeswalker, but there is indeed. Yeah, I mean, we're just, like, literally dead, right? Maybe Bajuka Bog's not worth it at the rank, after they reset the ranking. Maybe it's just not worth it because people aren't playing Sacrifice after the reset. It definitely punishes us there severely. There's a new cleric in Strixhaven that says, when this ETBs name a spell, whenever the opponent casts a spell, they lose 3 life. Oh yeah, I saw that one. The kind of like bad meddling mage, essentially. It's bad against Sack as well. I mean, it's main deckable Graveyard 8. It's not insane, but I run 24 crabs with 6 fabled passages and 10 islands. Yeah, that seems like it could get the job done. Well, alright. We got a Waste Not and some discard. We got a Tergrid if we ever get to it, which apparently is not that easy. Are you happy they gave the Battle Mammoth ability to a white creature half of the new Luca? Yeah. I mean, I think that's the creature half of Luca is maybe what I'm most excited about. It reminds me of Leovold a little bit. You lose out on the card draw hate, but I think that that part of the card is actually maybe the most powerful part. What are you most looking forward to building around in Strix? I want to put the 8-mana sorcery in my Mardu Sacrifice Deck's command zone. Yeah, I think that's going to be a super sweet card for Commander. Well, get down, Davriel. Make you discard. Opponent discards. Alright, well, we get to draw. We hit a land. We're getting there. 1 mana from Tergrid, and then the real fun begins. Opponent, Bone Crusher Giant, blah, blah, blah. Sure. Come on, deck. Let us get to Tergrid this time. Opponent, Bolas. Or, Domri Anarcha Bolas. Huh. Well, Bugler Rat. Make you discard. Add some mana that doesn't do anything at the moment. Yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to wait for Tergrid. We want to get down Tergrid. Apparently, Arena's having issues. Thankfully, we haven't had any issues yet, but I have been hearing other people say they are having Arena issues. I think the card I'm most excited to build around is actually is actually the one, the 6 mana 45/45 or whatever, the Simic sorcery. I think that is maybe the spiciest card. Well, land Tergrid. Hit Domri. If they can fight our Tergrid, I'm gonna be a tiny bit salty. I guess I can with this Bone Crusher because of the pump from Domri. All right, opponent, just gonna take it up. Yeah, the huge fractal, you can just do some spicy things with that. Runs out a questing beast, sure. And alright, last card is another Primal Might. Well, we'll see. We're gonna need to draw something. Tinybones would be good. I don't know if we'll ever find it, but opponent is a... Well, you never know what'll happen on reset day. You never know. Opponent scoops it up for no apparent reason. Just want to say, mainly follow your YouTube and saw Tron but bad discussion the other day. Want to add my 2 cents. Tron, but use it to activate the Tower Cycle from Bearded. Ooh, that would be a good way to go Tron but bad, because those are really bad. Ecological Appreciation definitely seems sweet in Commander if you can ramp a bunch. I think if you can ramp and cast it for a ton of mana, it's a sweet Commander card. On the other hand, I think thinking of it like a Gifts Ungiven is just not, it's not going to work that way. Ecological Appreciation seems playable for Heliod in Modern. I'm not convinced that it is. Like, what would you do with it in Heliod in Modern? Like, let's say you're playing it. What would the plan be? What are the 4 cards you're hoping to tutor up? Oh yeah, I cannot wait to Mana Tithe. There's so many Mystic Invocations I'm excited about. That might be the thing I'm most excited about, is how many sweet new cards for Historic there are from the Mystic Invocations. They are really putting Faithless Looting into the format, which I'm not sure is a good thing. Well, okay. About it. I mean, we do got a Tinybones. We'll see how many Burning Tree Emissaries our opponent has. Mystical Archives are like Historic Anthology 5, 6, and 7 put together, I think. Like, it's so much more impactful than any Historic Anthology we've seen, I think. That's my thinking, at least. Yeah, Axis is really cool. Opponent. Well, at least it wasn't... Ugh. At least it wasn't a Chain of Burning Tree Emissaries, although... Being on the draw, we are pretty far behind the Gruul 8-ball here. Apparently, a little bit gruely today. Thoughts on Tron and Historic? No. Never. Sure, if you add, like, Blood Moons and Fulminator Mages, or maybe just Sinkhole. Like, I think if that's a possibility, you definitely have to greatly increase the hate in the format. To the point where people are going to be upset about it, because the hate you need to fight against Tron is going to be really punishing against random other decks. So I think that would be my concern. So, like, could Tron work? Yes, but you're going to have to add in a bunch of hate cards. If you add in those hate cards, then the poor person that's just like, you know, I'm trying to play my mid-range deck or whatever, is going to end up getting wrecked along the way. Is this old 2-mana Embercleave? Yep. And sure. Well, they can move the Embercleave, which I think means we're probably dead here. Opponent. What is this? What? When did when did these adventure cards take over historic? Drawing with Tiny Bones doesn't do anything if we're dead, though. Oh, 2 mana Emberglaive. Well, that was interesting. All right, we'll do some trimming. Bring in some more removal. And yeah, try it like that, I guess. What is the sweetest combination of things to play off Maskwood Nexus and Deathbellow Warcry? Wow, so you can get any 4 creatures. Four Biovisionaries. Actually, you got to get different names, don't you? I think you got to get different names. Jeez. What would it be with different names? I mean, there's tons of value piles. Like Muldrifter, Cloudblazer, Yarok, and Flibblethip. Not going to kill anyone, but you are going to draw a lot of cards. And then you probably hit another one, and you can do it again, and then, I don't know, Thassa's Oracle eventually or something. You miss Is It Phoenix in Modern? Well, Blitz is very similar. It's not Phoenix, I guess, but if you like that playstyle, I feel like Blitz is comparable-ish. Oh, did I miss a sub? Oh no. Oh no. Opponent. Alright. Gonna try to Llanowar Elves us, but we will kill it. The only thing that's kind of a bummer is, one thing I've noticed with Tergrid is by the time we get it down, we've already spent a lot of our other cards staying alive. And then we've already made our opponent discard a oh, no. Alright, yeah. Well, those are legal cards. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. Well, we will destroy the Brawler. Pass the turn. Burning Tree. Maxer Bro, welcome to the Fishbowl. Tiny Bones indeed. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. Opponent passes. Well, play a land. Play Tiny Bones. Pass the turn. We're getting there. Opponent. Land. And, yeah, fight it. Go for it. You gotta kill the Tiny Bones. You gotta kill it. You gotta try it. You'd see him thinking about it. Oh, Videmare. Alright. Sure. Well, this is fine. Triumph you. Videmare? What is going on these days? Yeah, Wastenland is certainly powerful if we get it down. Well, yeah, I mean, I think we just gotta keep triumphing. Hit ya, pass the turn. Opponent. Land. And. Alright. Ooh. Well, let's Liliana. Tick up. Since apparently we can never hit our 5th land drop anyway. Hey, happy April Fool's Day to you, Chard Spark. How do you feel about April Fools? I've seen a lot of mixed feelings, I think, on April Fools today. Some people really like it, some people hate it. I like April Fools, but I also hate a lot of April Fools jokes. I really dislike April Fools jokes that are essentially just like a lie. Feel like you should be bouncing around the screen. You know what, Tanos, you might be right. Maybe that might be right. Maybe I should be bouncing around the screen. Or bouncing around the bottom. There we go. That's a little bouncing. Huh. Well, Tergrid's Lantern. Hit ya, hit ya. I mean, I guess this is what we got. Porter! Welcome to the fishbowl. Wow, that's pretty close to the corner. That was very close to the corner. Welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent, lightning strike off the top. Hits the Liliana.
I can see I'm not wanted.
Well, hit ya. Untap. Hit ya. I mean, we're on the lantern race. Do you think they could put Cabal coffers into? Do you think they could put Cabal coffers into the 4-bat? Opponent hits us. I don't play a land. Lantern you. Opponent sacks. Tinybones. Come on, land. Come on, land for Tinybones. Come on, land for Tinybones. Cabal coffers would probably be powerful. Would it be broken? Ooh, that's actually a really good draw. I don't know if I'd really bounce for the... What if I let it bounce for the whole stream? Would you leave or would you enjoy it? Well, Tergrid's lantern you. I mean, it is April Fool's. Yeah, Tanos is responsible for the awesome script. Hit ya to 6. Draws that card. Liliana, opponent. Come on, Lovestruck Beast, and a Lovestruck Beast. Sure. Well, I got bad news for you. Oh my god, I got really bad news for you, opponent. Boom, land, Tinybones, Tenya. Whew! You want it? Okay. All right. Well, I had considered, you got to start in the middle, I think I learned. I was thinking for April Fools, before I did the Against the Odds, that I would just let it bounce the whole time and pretend like it wasn't happening. But I wasn't sure if everyone would just leave out of annoyance. Or if they think it was funny. That was a good Tinybone games. Gossacks! How are you? Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Well, we probably got to get more efficient with our opponent being on the play. All right. Lots of removal. Here we go. Gotta bounce it till it hits the corner. If it hits the corner and I miss it, let me know. To keep to the theme, need to play a deck with lots of bounce spells. So do you think we should play the... Oh my goodness, it's really hard to shrink while it's moving. I don't know if it's possible. I'm not that... Oh wait, hang on. Smaller makes sense, but I don't think I can't do it while it's moving. What if I put it in the corner? Haha, trapped him. There we go. Do you think it's worth trying the event? Can you make a Flood of Tears Omniscience deck? Ooh, we've played Flood of Tears Omniscience before, but I could imagine playing it again. We will take the Brawler. Take the Brawler. Opponent plays the Ooze. Kill the Ooze. Draw lands. Tergrid. Profit. Wait, did I hit the corner and missed it? Oh no. Ooh. You know what? We're going to play Waste Not. A little bit greedy, but we're going to play it. Please don't punish us for that choice. Will we play Sawtusk today? Have we played Sawtusk yet? I feel like, didn't we try that one or no? I don't know what you're talking. Screensaver mode. I don't know what you're talking about. We're Tinybonesing. Tergriding. Has Historic Mono Red Storm yet been discussed? Burgie grinning his faithful suiting Grape Shot, potentially Arclight Phoenix, Ed Blue for Brainstorm Extra Draw. I think that it probably has a decent amount of potential, honestly. Alright. Well, let's kill the ooze. Opponent, going at the lightning strike value. Alright, I'm kind of regretting these Bajuka Bogs. I think I gotta take the Bajuka Bogs out. They're too annoying coming into play tapped. I am ridiculously excited for Strixhaven. Strixhaven looks so sweet. Opponent, land and where elves. Land. Well, I say we get those last two cards. Yes. Yes, please. What do you got? Ooh, Embercleave and Shatterskull Smashing. That was not bad. About it. Almost a Tergrid. Opponent hits us. Pallet Collector. Well, even. Oh! That was just a flex. I was moving too much. It's not easy to click the right one between odd or even when you're moving this frantically. The bouncing. The bouncing, it's throwing me off. Getting a little dizzy. So blame Tanos. It's Tanos' fault, honestly. Are we gonna lose because of that? Probably. No creatures. No creatures. Well, kill the ooze. Oh, that bounce! Yeah, Tanos. If it wasn't for the bouncing, we would have wrathed successfully. That was some confident. That was some confident clicking of the wrong option too. Opponent hits us to 5. We draw land. Inscription of Ruin. Kill Pallet Collector. Tinybones. Oh, there's draws that kill us. I'm not happy about that. About it. Girl Spellbreaker. Goes attacking. Down to 2. Even. Yeah, we're gonna attack. We successfully resolved an extinction event. That was pretty. Well, Tanos. I blame you. Oh. That's really our fault, because if we had resolved the extinction event properly, we would have. I think we would have won. So yeah, did our opponent top deck what they needed? But if we had extinction event properly, their top decks wouldn't have mattered. Oh yeah, I should have got rid of the bogs. Those are annoying bogs. Well, alright. Lure is A. Opponent's on the play. Oh no, it's Boggles. Oh, it's cycling. Well, Thoughtsees you. This is going to be interesting. I don't know if we can... How do we interact with what our opponent's doing? Do we interact? Like, Can we actually discard them out of cycling, or are they just going to chain it together? Nanos S, welcome to the fishbowl. Yeah, Waste Not. Waste Not would be very good, wouldn't it? Nanos S, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent, Cycles. Yeah, Bajuka Bog is actually good in this matchup, too, just to keep our opponent's burn spells turned off. Opponent goes attacking. Well, kill the Fox. Opponent passes. Play land. Tinybones. Gonna need more than that, though. Gotta be able to dodge burn spells for 20. Yeah, there's 3 bogs right now. I could see going down to 2. It might also be that we've just drawn them a ridiculous amount of times. Cycle is a discard, so if you stick a Tergrid, it would take a permanent. They cycle. That's true. I don't know how many permanents they cycle. I guess there's some. They do have cycling lands. So I guess we actually have a lot of things that are good against it. The downside is wow, this is like a standard cycling deck. This is literally a standard cycling deck. Wait. Haha! Tinybones also reasonably effective against it. Except, how do we stop the big bird spell is the problem. Oh, we get to draw a card. Davriel. Land. Well, play a land. Liliana. The Fox says, dead. Hit ya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. Yeah, Triggered would be good. Many things are good. Except for Solar Flare. Solar Flare's bad. Solar Flare's a bad one. Next time maybe we just mulligan. That's one of the things I like about this deck, is it actually does hate on sacrifice. It apparently hates on cycling as well. Opponent cycles. I mean, I guess we could also maybe get our opponent empty-handed, which would be sweet. Probably gonna need 2, 1. Well, we'll see. 1, 2, 3. Might be able to get our opponent empty-handed here. Opponent. Tinybones doing work. Doing work. I mean, the upside of Vogue, I guess, is it comes as a land, which is helpful. Yeah, it doesn't save us from the top deck. That is true. All right, we get to draw Tergrid. Well, Liliana, tick it up. Make you discard. We will discard a Liliana. We need a Bajuka Bog. Bugler Rat, make you discard. Opponent. Lan. Well, Liliana's Triumph. Make you discard. Get that Solar Flare out of your hand, opponent. Oh, got it. All right. Well, we are alive for the time being. Next turn, we can play our Tergrid. Oh, do we have another new card? Bolt the Bear. Ooh. Green Bolt would be interesting. Maybe green needs some lightning bolt action. Green's not good enough yet. That would be a sweet card. I don't know if it'd be good for formats, but it would be funny. Wow, that's an aggressive. Oh, after all of our wow, this is so good. I can't believe they did this. I don't know if our opponent thought this through exactly. All right, Luris, I say you discard it. And then, we are dead if they top deck. 17! Well, yeah. Zenith Flare you? Or Bajuka Bog to put you off Zenith Flare? And then let's just Tergrid his Lantern. Start draining you. And then we might be able to just win with Tinybones next turn. We got the 6 mana. Opponent's going to be empty-handed. Wow. That was Bajuka Bog at its best. We did a lot of complaining about Bajuka Bog. Opponent scurries away. Whew. Yeah, we haven't done as many moto streams lately. Here's a weird thing I've noticed. Let me know if this makes sense with your experience. The weird thing I've noticed, and I haven't figured out exactly why this is, but arena formats are more popular on stream. So historic and also standard, although they're less popular on YouTube. And then YouTube, it reverses. On YouTube, modern and other older Moto formats tend to be most popular. And then the formats that are on Arena are actually less popular. Standard is popular around set releases either way, on both places. But yeah, so I've noticed this weird split where YouTube favors older formats, and then Twitch favors historic and standard. The overlay is probably part of it. The overlay is really good. Grafdigger's Cage. Thought Distortion seems worth it. Thought Distortion in. Discard can stay. Rankle out. We might need an extinction event. Man, we actually have some sweet hate cards for this matchup, which are kind of hilarious. Like, Tinybones draws every turn. Waste Not is absurd. Tergrid is absurd. We actually have a lot of stuff that seems really good in this matchup. Aw, one Bugler Rat down, one Davriel down. Run it like that. I wish there was a cardboard live for Magic Online. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. YouTube boomers, Twitch zoomers. Yeah. If Moto had an overlay, I would be able to watch it. I don't know what all the cards are. Yeah, that is a drawback of Moto for sure, is not having an overlay yet. Wow, there's a Waste Not. Well, yeah. All right, opponent. Good luck and have fun. Good luck and have fun, cycling deck. Oh, that is a Fox, and we don't actually have a removal spell. I'll take Zenith Flare. Oh, we're going to have to find a way to beat a Fox, but this Waste Not, oh my goodness. Have you played New Historic yet? I've played a couple of games. I'm not sure if we're going to play it tonight on stream or not. I'm kind of meh on it. I haven't found it to be that fun. It's like, it's interesting, but the games themselves are usually some really weird archetypes that don't necessarily... Well, let's Tinybones. Thoughtseize. Take a... Do you want to draw a card? Yeah, let's draw a card or make a creature. Yeah, let's make a creature. Alright, make a creature. Down to 12. Zombie. Oh, Tergrid 2! Oh, max punishment is right around the corner. Oh, cycle it, opponent. Cycle it. Give us those cards. Grow those foxes. Alright, that's a land. Opponent. Land. Cycles. Give us that zombie. I don't think our opponent can beat a Waste Not. I never thought of it as a hate card for cycling, but it is. Opponent gets in there while we will block and block. Kill a fox. Opponent hits us to 8. We draw a card. I'll go attack and hit you. I mean, I guess there's still a risk they get to Zenith Flare and kill us. We can kill the fox. I think we gotta kill the fox here. And then hopefully we can Tergrid next turn. Maybe into Inscription. We're kind of hoping our opponent keeps cycling. Ooh, alright. Well, kill the fox. We could die to our own Tinybones. Onobject, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Makes you cheer for a new subscriber. Cycle, opponent. Cycle, I dare you. Oh, we are so set up for that. Please cycle. Please cycle. It'll be fine. Really? Really? That's what we're doing? Puts it to the top. Well, play a land. Inscription. Discard 2. Oh, that was going to be so fun. We were going to steal so much. Discard 2. Make some zombies. About it. Do you have a good Panharmonicon historic list for ranking up with without losing every match? I really need some Panharmonicon action. Oh, I probably need to build a new Panharmonicon deck. I don't think we've built one since Kaldheim was out for sure. So it's probably about time we do a Panharmonicon update. Well, make some zombies, hit ya. Draw, another way's not, hit ya. Opponent. Cycles. I mean, this is going to be a tiny bone. Draw a card. Oh, but you come back too. Wow, this is so easy. Draw a card. Well, Davriel, make a discard. Make a zombie. Bajukabog, rub it in a little bit. Tinybones, Tanya. And attack. Wow, that matchup actually feels pretty good. As long as we can dodge the solar flares, good God, do we have a lot of things that are good in that matchup. that was brutal for our opponent. Yeah, I'm definitely really excited to try Storm and Historic. I was pretty skeptical of traditional Storm, and was mostly focused on like Bolas' Citadel, Tendrils of Agony. But Grinning Ingus, I'm actually really shocked. Like, Grinning Ingus, is it going to be good? I don't know if it's going to be good. Like, top-tier competitive, but that is a card that makes all that stuff possible, I think. Ooh, Cabal Stronghold. Probably worth considering. 1,000-Year Storm will be played at all. I mean, 1,000-Year Storm is fun. It's also kind of a tough one just because from a competitive perspective, 6 mana and then needing to untap with it is often challenging. So I'm not sure if there'll be a top tier 1,000-Year Storm deck. My guess would be, oh boy. Well, let's play Waste Not. My guess would be it'll probably be not in whatever the best build of Storm is. I would say the number 1 build of Storm, I would guess, would most likely be Bolas' Citadel. But I think that Grinning Ingus allows you to do a like Burgy Memekin style Storm deck. Finishing my appointment, now eating pineapple pizza. No. I guess our opponent wanted a censor in the graveyard. Fair. That's why you didn't play Davriel, to play around censor, and I guess it worked. Opponent, we're gonna let the wrecking begin. Land Davriel. Discard. Give us some mana. Davriel. Keep the new one. Make it discard. Draw a card. Hit you with Tinybones. That went pretty well. Ooh, and there's a Castle Lockwayne. Opponent, would you like to Doomscar us? Maybe this deck's actually kind of good when we're not punting. Have I ever turned down a sponsor? So, okay. Personally, I really am not a big fan of sponsorship stuff. There are exceptions, obviously. Like, I am so thrilled that Card Kingdom is our sponsor, because Card Kingdom is a place that I've been using before I even started making content. But if I ever turned down sponsorship stuff, many times. In general, like, my blanket rule in general is to turn down sponsorship stuff. It's just not something I'm really interested in. I don't know. It's probably very backwards thinking, but Goldfish being sponsored by stuff is fine. Like, I'm the content manager at Goldfish. If there are places that are sponsoring Goldfish in my content by association, I'm perfectly fine with that. But when it's come to, like, personal sponsorship stuff, I think I've turned down 100% of those things. Like, I'm trying to remember. There was some, what is it called? G Fuel, I think it was. It was some sort of gamer drink that got in contact and wanted to do a sponsorship thing, and I'm just not really comfortable being sponsored as a person, essentially. I don't know why, but Ridgewalds are actually pretty sweet. So yeah. So I'm and I love the sponsors that Goldfish has. Like, we have some pretty amazing sponsors. Especially Card Kingdom. Alright. I guess we should have done it this way. Yoink. Yes, we would like a Shark Typhoon. Thank you very much. And hit that Narset. Oh, I wasn't 100% sure how we were going to play that. I was wondering, with our opponent being empty-handed, if we were going to Tergrid the back half. So I don't know if it was a straightforward punt. It definitely looked awkward with how it played out. But I kind of wanted to see the opponent's hand, and then based on that, wow, and they whiffed. And based on that, figure out if we wanted to play the front side or the back side. So I don't actually know if that's a punt, even though I do admit that it looked awkward with how that worked out. When I saw two Shark Typhoons, I was like, ugh. Hey, the Bills actually have good offense now. They actually have improved quite a bit. Why isn't there a real discard deck in Historic? It kind of feels like discard is pretty effective in the Historic meta. Yeah, alright, here we go. Make him discard. There is a Life Gain deck. Life Gain is actually pretty popular. So now that we've seen a huge chunk of Strixhaven spoilers, how excited are you for the set? Like, has the excitement increased now that we've seen almost the entire thing? We have a new donation from Icy Duck. Icy Duck, who needs sponsors when you have donations? That's what I figure. Yeah, technically, all of you are my sponsors, and that is the best the best sponsors. So thank you so much for the donation, Icy Duck. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you. Hashtag sponsored by Icy Duck. Ooh, Thought Distortion is a blowout. Yeah, we'll keep this. Tinybones, Bugler Rats, and Thought Distortion. Codex is a tough one. Codex seems easy to build in Commander. It seems a lot harder to build in in 60 card formats. Not that it's impossible, but it does seem a bit more challenging. All right, there's a Mind Stone. Sure. Well, land and Bugler Rats. Yeah, this is a Tinybones Tergrid deck. I'm not really sure why our opponent's Grafdigger is caging. I don't know what they think we're doing, but I don't think we're doing what they think we're doing, because Grafdigger's Cage doesn't actually do much against us. Well, play Tinybones. About it. Yeah, I mean, I guess they could think that we're splashing for Kroxa. I guess our first game didn't go that long, so maybe they think we're like, I don't know, we're mana screwed. So it stops some stuff. It stops creatures from entering the battlefield from libraries. So it does stop some things, but I don't know how many creatures are in our opponent's deck. So if they discard a Planeswalker or a land or cast out or whatever, we still get to steal that, but we wouldn't be able to steal creatures. About it. Gonna draw some cards. Well, we're getting close to this Thought Distortion, which should be decent. Opponent. Yeah, if they were a creature-heavy deck, then the Grafdigger's Cage I could see as Tergrid hate, but opponent. Ugh, big Teferi. Yeah, that is an annoying one. Untaps. They probably have a counter too, don't they? Rankle. Teferi. Oh, and they do have it. Well, yeah, this Teferi might be the death of us. Hit ya. About it. Yeah, I don't know if we can beat a Teferi here. We really need removal for it. Does Richard ever stream anywhere? Other than, like, Commander Clash Live, in random things like that? I do not believe so. Well, play a land. Attack Teferi. Play a Waste Not. Pass the turn. I feel like if we Thought Distortion there, they get to cast out because their mana's up. They have a Behold the Multiverse or something that is foretold. So I feel like hopefully we get more value waiting one more turn and drawing with Castle Lockwade. Will the crew be attending GPs once it's okay to do so? We usually attend some. Like GP Vegas is a big one. So I usually don't go with a ton, but I definitely will go to some for sure. I'm excited for it to return. Opponent cycles. We get to draw Davriel. About it. Ugh. Guess we should have done this a little earlier. I wasn't thinking our opponent was going to randomly cycle, but they did. Opponent passes. Well, now, play a land. Go to combat. Attack Teferi. Thought Distortion. Should be decent. Alright, down to 3 lands. Opponent makes a 1/1. Sacks a Mind Stone. Still has a Teferi, though. Are you going to be attending? Oh, yeah. When Magic tournaments return, it is going to be pretty insane. Are y'all going to be attending GPs once they come back? Or Magic Fest? I think everyone... I think that stuff, once it is safe and enough people are vaccinated and stuff opens up, I would not be surprised if we see a lot of people... This is going to be interesting. Waste not. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of people doing things. I kind of feel like a lot of people have been waiting for a chance to do things for the last year, and once that chance comes, I kind of think that they're going to do things. Yeah, I get to get my second vaccination this weekend, so almost fully vaccinated. Yeah, inscription. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Tons of mana. Draw a card. Ooh, Tergrid, Pigia. But can we beat this Teferi? This Teferi is the problem. I mean, we weren't using our mana for anything. I think that was mostly Arena's fault. I can't blame the bouncing this time, but... I didn't think we were kicking... Yeah, that was weird. I didn't think we were kicking it, but then Arena kicked it. We will block and block. About it. Wraths. Land. I'll play land. Play Tinybones. Opponent counters. Well, Tergrid's Lantern. Oh, really? All right. Ooh. Well, you can't make your opponent discard foretold cards. They are not in hand. So, unfortunately, there isn't a way to make him discard them. Yeah, they had them both foretold there. Unfortunately. Oh, that Tinybones would have been so good. Opponent. Gives way to fairies. Draws another card. Oh, we're so close, but our opponent has so many Teferis. Tap land. Foretells. Untaps a million lands. These Foretell cards are actually really good against what our deck's doing. Well, Liliana. If this is another one, did they really just draw another one? Okay, they did not. Well, Liliana. Hit you to 6. Pass the turn. Opponent's about to die. Opponent needs something. Makes a 1/1. Drops to 4. So close. So close. So close. About it. Tux. Oh, I saw it coming too. So many counter spells. Sure, opponent hits us. Well, draw a card. Blood Chief's Thirst. Kill Teferi. Liliana. Good game. Taking out the control deck. Oh! All right. I mean, it's kind of working. I think we're up to 4-2 now, and one of our losses was Tanos' fault. was my fault for a pun. Not even misclicking, just clicking the wrong option very confidently with Extinction Event. I mean, beating Teferi should count as 2 wins. Before our next match, a super quick reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magic cards, you get them over at cardkingdom.com. Oh, yeah. It always feels good to beat you, Blue-White Control. So what do you think, chat? Do you think it's worth trying this really weird, janky special event? Is that something you're interested in or not? I will leave it completely up to you. I'm fine with Tergriding people. I'm also fine with trying out this weird event if it's something that you're interested in. So the event is essentially you can play any number of cards that you want. I played a couple of games of it, and it's not really like Magic. I mean, it's kind of a little bit like Magic, but it's mostly really weird, like 24 Ruin Crabs and Lands deck, or 20 Meddling Mages and 10 Unsummons deck, or whatever. So 23 Fervent Champion deck. Yeah, those are the kind of things that are mostly going on. Yeah, a ton of Creeping Chills and Stitcher Supplier deck. So that's kind of 23 Euros and a Thassa. Yeah. So it's kind of pretty memey. Oh, you're playing on mobile. Oh, geez. Yeah, that does seem like it would be... Oh, my... What? What? Another Waste Not deck? Okay. Devriel, yeah, sure, that's fine, yeah. I'll discard a land, opponent gets mana. I was not expecting a Waste Not Mirror. Foretells. Well, land Rankle. Kill Davriel, hit our opponent. Well, I guess goal 1 is to get empty-handed. So our opponent can't make us discard. Well, opponent's deck does not seem to be exactly the same, because that's a Fell Spectre. Opponent might be playing Skull Raid. Ooh, opponent has Rankle. He was attacking. Makes us discard. Rankle doesn't make the most useful mana, because that's happening during combat. Ooh, Liliana's Triumph. Well, play a land. Go to combat. Attack. Each player draws a card. Well, ugh. What is our plan here? Discard sack? I'm assuming this has got to be Skull Raid, so a 2-mana draw to for empty-handed. Do we want to draw? Draw sack? I don't know about discard. Yeah, discard sack to get rid of their last card. The other thing is we have this Liliana's Triumph, so we can kill Rankle naturally. What about just draw? And then kill Rankle with Liliana's Triumph. I think we just draw. Ooh, alright, that works. Davriel. Make you discard. That worked out absolutely perfectly. Opponent discards a land. Gets pinged. I mean, I feel like this Liliana's Triumph is worth casting because we're going to lose it anyway. So that's one less card. Oh, boy. Well. Alright, get rid of the Rankle. Opponent gets a Fel Spectre. We have to discard. Gets a zombie. Well, Castle Lockwade. Make you discard. Oh, Torment of Hailfire! Torment of Hailfire, what is going on? Hit ya. Draw. Oh, a useless land. Alright, well, hit ya, down to 5. Oh, it's gonna be so close. Hey, what's up, The Real Dougie? How are you? Good to see you, good to see ya. That is a spicy Torment. Thankfully, our opponent doesn't have that much mana at the moment, but if they get a bunch of mana... Yeah, opponents got a little bit of everything. There's a Skull Raid. Well, we discard a land. Opponent draws. Get some mana. I think the problem is our opponent had Waste Not on turn 2 and we didn't. Like, that's a huge difference. I think that's a mirror breaker. Like, I think whoever has Waste Not, if the other person does it... This is legal? This card doesn't exist. This is legal in Best of 3 Competitive Historic? Really? I didn't know that was a legal Magic card. The Roller Bag! I thought it was only Best of 1 too. That's why I'm surprised. Like, I knew it existed in Best of 1, but... Well, alright, so... Davriel down. Well, we will draw a card. Well, I'm gonna have to look more at those cards because I didn't know they existed or were legal. So we can put our opponent to 1, but we can't win. Well, Tergrid. Attack. Each player discards. Each player sacks. Each player draws? Let's do everything. Oh, we get Davriel! Wow, the reverse Areno! Wow! That's how you win the mirror. What are the chances? Yes, we would like that Davriel. We'll pass... Oh no! They have too many cards! Oh, wow, I've made some puns. I was so excited about the Davriel. Did that? I was so excited about the Davriel. Opponent. It's Davriel.
This has been a waste of my time.
Wow, does this mean we're gonna lose now? Huh. No, Inscription only hits 3 CMC or less. So I guess we can hit the kill the Outrider. All right, so I think what we do is kill the Outrider. Go attacking. Opponent blocks. Inscription. Reanimate Bugler Rat. Make a discard. Pass the turn. Opponent. Huh. Punting did not cost us a game. There was perhaps punting. I think I know what the problem is. I think I figured out the punt thing. The problem wasn't that we were bouncing before, it's that we're not bouncing now. That I think's the issue. Now we should be good. Now we should be fine. There's not enough bouncing. What we need is more bouncing. I mean, that was actually kind of an impressive win. Not only was there perhaps a smidge of punting along the way, but we did not have waste on, our opponent did, and we were still able to overcome it. What really happened is I just got too excited about Tergrid hitting Davriel. I was thinking our opponent was straight up dead, but I was not taking into account that they were drawing cards off that waste knot. Although they had 3 cards in hand, so even taking up Davriel wouldn't have actually mattered. Ophidian! First time sub. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Let's try it like that. We're bouncing our punts away. And to the quarter. 3, 2, 1, stop. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the delayed version. Oh, lots of Bajuka Bogs. Opponent says good game. Well, I like Tinybones. This hand's fine. Alright, what do you say about it? What is new Okay, sure. Yeah, you got it. Oh boy, that was our Phyrexian arena. I guess you did get us in a weird way. Rankle, Vicious Rumors, Davriel. Well, I guess we take Rankle. Vicious Rumors! Vicious Rumors! So, new historic, you gotta play at least 40 cards in your deck, and essentially that's the only rule. You can play any number of cards in your deck. So, I guess that's the gimmick. My kids love watching with me, 6 and 4. Well, hello, children of Ophidian. I hope you're having fun. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, no ban list. You can play unlimited copies. So the kind of decks that I've seen in general are lots of the same card, basically. Wow, they cycled so we could draw, and then missed their land drop. Wow, I thought only Tober did that. Okay. Well, we will accept. Opponent cycled their land. We drew a card with Tinybones, and then they immediately missed their land drop. Yeah, 24 Ruined Crabs and lands, for example. Someone sent me a... you know what? We'll just do nothing. Oh yeah, so like crabs and lands, every fervent champion and lands, every meddling mage is another one that seems to be somewhat popular. Tick it up, discard, opponent out of here, and we're kind of crushing people. Mono Shaman. Ooh, let me see Homebrew for Life. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's probably... Wow. If we play it, that's probably the way to do it. Play. How many lands could we play? I bet that would be like an undefeated. I bet that would be like an undefeatable deck. If you play, how many lands can you get by with London Mulligans? I think that's the. I think that might be breaking it. That might be breaking it. That might be the format. Nideren, welcome to the Fishbowl. And Tanos with the gift sub to Kaju Kraken. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I built this deck, which is it's so. I guess it gives you an idea. Just Colossus Hammer, Throm, and Reckless crew, which I don't think is particularly good, but it is. It was kind of a funny idea because you get to equip all the Colossus Hammers for free. But all the Burning Tree emissaries, yeah. Oh, I might have to do it this way. So, Burning Tree. 1, 2, 3. So, how many lands do we need? 10 lands? But you don't want to mulligan too much. All right, this is where the calculator comes in. The calculator will tell us the truth. You gotta trust the calculator. You gotta trust the calculator. Dries, $10 donation. Started watching against us during lunch break today. I almost forgot to eat with how much I was laughing in the intro. Can't wait to finish watching the games later. Yeah, that was super fun. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you so much for the subscription, by the way. I definitely appreciate it. All right, so 40 lands. Let's say we have 10. Our sample size is 7. How often will we have 2? 57% of the time. We really need 2. So half the time, slightly over half the time, it'll be great. If we go up to 11 lands, 63? But then what are odds of having 3? Only 27. What if we go to 12 lands? 69, 3. Because we don't want 3. We want exactly 2 lands. 34. 11 land. 11 land. I think that's the math. We want 11 lands, 29 Burning Tree emissaries. And I think we broke it. All right. Here we go. I guess the sample size should be, that was our opening ad. I guess the sampling size should be slightly, which is a good thing because that means we have 2 more draws. The thing is, I don't know if we'd keep a hand without 2 lands. Like, if we get a 1 land opener, I don't think we can keep it. Oh, that's the nuts. That is the nuts. That's how we drew it up. The calculator told us the truth. Can we get one more? Can we get one more Burning Tree off the top? There. Oh my God, there's a ruined crab. Yep. Well, Burning Tree. Burning Tree. Burning Tree. Burning Tree. Burning Tree. Burning Tree. Your go. Oh, ruined crab. I mean, these crabs might actually beat us, which is hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I think they do. So we get in for 6. But as long as our opponent keeps hitting lands, that's just gay. Ruined crab. Yeah. Well, all the ruined crabs beat all the burning trees. The problem is Emmerich Leaf doesn't do that much other than make it consistent. Why not just play 100 burning trees and 50 lands? I feel like that'd be less consistent. But I mean, we can pull out the calculator. Like, Is it exactly the same as far as consistency? Like, let's say you have 40 cards, 11 lands. You draw a 7-card opener. You want to get 2. 63%. Then we go 240 cards, 66 lands. It's a little bit different, but it's not actually that meaningful. I mean, I guess that would beat the mill deck. Hey, Archburglar Lord, where have you been? Good to see you. Well, land go. Well, play a land. Burning Tree. And a Burning Tree. And Burning Tree. And Burning Tree. They need a Bushwhacker in this format. Burning Tree. Burning Tree. Burning Tree. Got him! Yeah, this is a April Fool's. This is an April Fool's format. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. All right, what's better than that, chat? All right, give me your suggestion. Give me your suggestion. So we've seen that's what happens if you put all the burning trees in a deck. If you put all the burning trees in the deck, that's exactly what happens. What other possibilities are there? I mean, we can add a ton more, which would be mill. Like, oh my god. So, I mean, to beat mill, you go 240 burning trees. And the math is about the same. Ooh, all the Risen Reefs? Oh, I actually like that idea. All the Risen Reefs and Thassa's Oracle. Like, what combos are there? What combos are there that we could play 2 pieces of? Caps at 250? Rock on! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright. What was... all the Thieves Guild Enforcers. I don't know if I want to be a mill deck, though. Creepy Chills and Stitcher Supplier. What happens if you trickery into trickery into trickery? Oh, you can't hit another trickery. Necromentia. I mean, you could build the hate deck. Where you just... like, Necromentia's bounce spells, meddling mages, something like that. Joey Kaz, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Like, probably the most trolly deck is something like 10 meddling mages. Maybe like 7 unsummons. Wait, that's a beloved princess. Is there... And then Gideon's Intervention, maybe? Something like that. And then you might as well, I guess, just play all Pathways. I don't think there's anyone punishing you for playing Pathways. Like, that's a pretty... that's a pretty trolly way to build it, where you're not going to win, but you might be able to really annoy your opponents. I wish there was a way to build land destruction. It would be really funny. Fervent Champion. Yeah, and just every Fervent Champion. The math would probably be... is that better than what we were just doing, though? I wonder if every Fervent Champion is better than every Burning Tree emissary. I'm not sure that it actually would be. Ooh, all the glorious ends would be hilarious. I actually love that idea. That might be my new favorite idea. Oh boy, you could even play. You'd have to play more cards than necessary. So because you got to be able to win by milling your opponent out, I think. So I think you need to play like a 60 card deck. All glorious ends. Otherwise, lands. Something like this. Tucson, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's just see what happens. I just want to see what happens. It might be too slow. The thing is, you really need to be to 6 mana, so you can do it on your turn and your opponent's turn. Yeah, that's kind of the issue, is you got to get to 6 mana. And I don't think we can without ramping. Maybe discontinuity. Maybe you need to be like discontinuity and ramp. That might be the way to do it. Snow-covered swamp. Opponent appears to be playing a real deck. Or we might need ramp. Dread Wanderer goes attacking. Well, land, go. Oh, Nexus would be so miserable. Opponent's playing zombies. They're playing what seems like a kind of real deck. Stitcher Supplier. 2 Narfies. Oh boy. Oh yeah, there's no way we're gonna live long enough for this. And then I guess we probably will draw lands and fizzle eventually. Yeah, maybe this plan will not work. Alright. Yeah, this plan doesn't work. This plan doesn't work at all. Oops, all flourishing foxes could work. Because then you could cycle them or attack with them. Is this more entertaining than just Tergriding? That is the other question. I thought about all explorers would be interesting. Like all explorers, but then how do you win? Like just all explorers, and then like Thassa's Oracle? All explorers. Maybe all explorers Nexus of Fates? Oh, Nexus of Fate's just such a dirty card. Sylvan Awakening would be kind of funny. 1 Sylvan Awakening and all the explorers. I'll explore. Ooh, Skoosorb would be funny too. Is there a way to make Explore cost 1 that is somewhat playable? As long as it's not your turns, cards cost 1 less to cast. Oh, is Brawl in here? Oh, Brawl is in here. Ten Brawls. $25 Explorers. 1 Sylvan Awakening. And all blue-green pathways. We'll probably go back to Tergrid in a minute. Alright. No way it wins a game? You don't think you can explore your way to a victory? This is a April Fool's format they put on. They put on Arena. Oh, is there Ornithopters? Oh, all Ornithopters and throw to the God Pharaoh. That's the one. That's the one. All Ornithopters thrown to the God Pharaoh. I think that's it. Opponent plays a forest. And passes. Well, play this. Got played on blue. Baral go. Alright. Well, time to start exploring. All the gilded... How do you win with all the gilded geese? Explore. Land on green. Explore. Land on green. Explore. Land on green. Explore. Land on green. Explore. Maybe we need some mass card draw too. Maybe it should be like crosses or something. Maybe it's explores into crosses. About it passes. Because we are just gonna run out of cards, I think. Explore. Pathway. Because we're gonna hit Barals and Fizzle is the problem. Yeah, like that. So we did a bunch of wrapping, but we need a way to refill our hand, I think. There is Thassa's Oracle, but that doesn't stop our fizzling problem, I don't think. Of having to of hitting more brawls. Oh, that's what. Oh. Oh, it's this. Okay, sure. Sure. Thassa's Oracle. Oh, this event is ridiculous. Alright. Let's Tergrid. I don't know, what do you think of that event? Do you think that is... Would you want it to be a permanent event? Well, let me see Halfwing Steed. I mean, it doesn't stop us, but it is going to eat away... It's going to eat away our deck is the problem. Mardu Painter. Ooh. That actually looks super sweet. It's fun for a few games. It's a little bit like Janky or Momir, maybe. Where I don't think you could play it over... I don't think I could play it consistently for a long time. But it is funny in its own way. Oh, our opponent kept a one-lander? Alright. Well, time for Bugler Rat and Waste Not to hopefully do some work about it. Sure, it's more fun than Brawl and has the benefit of being Magic as Garfield intended. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting. Beagle Rat, opponent gains a life, and discards a Pride Mate. Ooh, Liliana makes this, these Liliana's Triumphs way better, because our opponent's gonna have to discard too. Speaker of the Heavens, opponent gains a life. Well, land, Liliana. Tick it up. Discard a land. Why did our opponent keep this hand? On match 20, how did you find Ruin Crabs the first game? I mean, Ruin Crabs seemed really good. Unless someone's playing, like, hate against them. Like... Oh, no, you're good. You're good, Elf. Opponent goes attacking. Kill the cat. I guess this does let our opponent make an angel. Opponent makes an angel, gains a life. Gets back the cat. Well, Liliana's Triumph. About it. Sax. Discards.
From battle to the grave.
Gains a life. Liliana's Triumph. Whoa! Sex Angel. Okay. Discards. I mean, I think we got him. This is historic. Yeah, this deck would get even better with Inquisition. Inquisition would be great in this deck. An opponent cannot overcome the one lander and the discard. Well, Extinction Event in. Blood Chief's Thirst in. Go down a Liliana, go down a Rankle, go down an Inscription, go down one of our Bugler Rats, and one Liliana's Triumph, front like that. I mean, this deck actually feels pretty good. Is the Strixhaven Early Access event going to include historic archives? I haven't heard any updates on the Early Access event. Traditionally, it is standard only. I assume that archives will be included for limited, but I don't think we'll be able to play historic for early access. Yeah, Inscription of Ruin is pretty underrated, I think. It actually does a lot of good things. It gets back Tinybones or Bugler Rats. It makes our opponent discard like a Mind Rot, or it can be a pretty reasonable removal spell. What would you play if Mystic Archives were a thing in New Historic? What are we getting for drinks, Guani? Sounds fine. Got a Waste Knot, and Waste Knot is sweet. Opponent. All the Dark Rituals. Leonin Vanguard. Well, Landon thought sees you. Oh, it's a cat deck. Oh. Well, I guess you see all kinds of things when you get bounce back. You don't see mono white cats too much. Okay. Even. Well, I think our main goal is to set up a game-ending extinction event. I think that's plan A. Ooh, let me see, Benny. Well, Kesselagwain, always not. Boros Law. Manatize is going to be a sweet addition. Manatize is just such a sweet card. Pound it, gains of life, hits us. Well, play a land, Inscription. Target opponent discards 2. Pass the turn. I mean, in our dream world, we block the Vanguard and then Extinction Event and then win. Pride Mate. Yeah. Opponent. Yes. We will take the beats. And I feel the concession coming. Mana Tithe is one of the cards I'm most excited to cast in Historic. Extinction Event. Odds. Esper Orvar with Killian. Who do you have a list, Benny? I mean, Orvar is really fun, and Killian does seem to synergize pretty well with it. Can't really copy it because it's legendary, but it is a great way to being able to keep casting stuff, I think. So I like the idea of it. I like the sounds of it. The question's going to be, yeah, you're going to still have to have good things to copy, but like Orvar makes the copies, Kinian lets you flash things back from the graveyard. That seems like a pretty good combo. Well, Liliana. Kill you. This is a blowout. I don't know what our opponent does from here. Oh yeah, I was making fun of my punt from earlier, where we did exactly the wrong thing there. Well, Tergrid is a creature, I guess. Take up Liliana. Poke Master X Matty! Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 6th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Any chance the new White Storm card will see play? Ooh, wow. It's a ambitious decks, those. And opponent scoops it up, and are we out of gold yet? Hopefully, finally, thankfully. Oh, we are already out of gold. I mean, this deck is kind of killing people. We're record-wise, we're actually 5-2, and one of our losses was purely a punt. The White Storm card. I mean, I never want to underestimate Storm cards, because Storm cards are always broken. Gorgonix, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. I don't think that was going to be broken, but I do think that it has a chance to be playable. The other thing is, remember, it is restricted to instants and sorceries, which, even though it's very stormy, there is a bit of a restriction, I think. Tiger and King, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Are we going to draw lands? Yeah, we're going to draw lands. We're going to draw lands. This is going to be fine. That was easy. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, hopefully our opponent does not draw lands. Hey, what's up, Miyako? How are you? Oh! They drew what we thought sees. Well, we got to draw lands, and we got to draw them these turns. Land, Lord, extra mana. Land, please. Land, please. Well, waste not. Not looking good. Not looking good. Extinction events in our sideboard. We're going to have to wait. Elvish Archdruid. Opponent goes attacking. Not a land. Alright. Well, let's bring in our sweepers. They previewed a card today that was 2 mana, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and I think it gains vigilance maybe, and copy it for each instant or sorcery cast before it this turn. So, it was 2 mana. So, kind of a very Storm-esque card. Although, a relatively safe one. Like, I don't think that a Storm deck will play it, like Modern Storm. I can't see a deck like that playing it. On the other hand, I don't know. Like, how do you make it work in Standard? That's the thing, like, have there been Storm decks that have been able to see play in any format without free spells or rituals? Like, that's kind of the question. And I'm trying to think of any. Are there any examples? Like, even in Pauper, where they banned a lot of the Storm cards, you can make even really bad Storm cards work. We've seen people, like, storming off in Pauper with, like, Reclaiming Vines and some really, really janky options. So that's something we have seen. On the other hand, I can't think of many examples of people storming off without having access to some sort of ritual effect. Dragonstorm, I'm trying to think of what rituals existed with Dragonstorm. All right, we're gonna trust the magic gods. I mean, I think there are ways to do it. Dogga Myth handing out some gift subs to Spike Death and White Grim Knight and Valaka and Pro Donut. Who isn't Pro Donuts? Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. So we will take Multiple finishers. We're going to need a sweeper again. Even, even, odd, odd. I'll take Fierce Empath. We're going to play as if we're going to find an extinction event. Am I still on speaking terms with Richard? Yes. Oh, there is an extinction event. Hilariously, if you saw the Against the Odds today, it's Tinybones in Tergrid. If you saw the Against the Odds today, we played some Modern Judd, and Richard, who owns Goldfish, is like the biggest Judd fan. And then the editor of the video also is like a big Judd player. And when both of them saw it before it ended up going live, and they both thought it was hilarious, that's when I was pretty sure that people would think it was funny. Because they are about as hardcore Jun fans as you can be. And both of them thought it was absolutely hilarious, so. Elvish Clan Caller. Opponent gets and hits us. Well, play the land. Inscription of Ruin. Kill Clan Caller. Pass the turn. We need a finisher. Growing Rights. Yeah, I noticed I woke up this morning and had a message from you, Tanos. I'm glad you liked it. I thought it turned out pretty good. Is Historic ready for Tron? I do not believe Historic is ready for Tron. Ugh. The problem is we don't have hate cards for it. I feel like we talked about it a little bit earlier. I would be okay with it coming, with Tron coming to Historic, if we were also going to get Blood Moons and oh no, if we're also going to get Blood Moons and a bunch more hate cards for it, then I think it would be okay. Well, we've drawn a lot of lands. We do our Extinction event, but it is not looking like it's going to be enough here, because we are just, oh boy. Yeah, we're just dead. Well, that was disappointing. Well, sometimes 8 lands out of 14, and isn't there Alpine Moon? Yeah. But I feel like you're going to need a lot more better hate. Like, that's what it comes down to for me. Like, I don't know, if you've never played Modern, I don't think you realize how brutal Tron is. Like, Tron is a deck that incredibly consistently virtually wins on turn 3. Like, that is what Tron does a really high percentage of the time. And I think you're going to need ways to blow up lands that are cheaper and efficienter than what we have access to. Like, because remember, all of those cards exist in Modern, on top of, like, Blood Moons and Boom Bus and Tectonic Edges. Like, there's 2 or 3 times as much potential hate cards. Stone Rains, Molten Rains, Pillages, and Tron still is relatively consistently a top tier deck, and at times the best deck in the format. Even though there is all that hate in existence. So I feel like we're gonna need more. We're gonna need more hate. I mean, I guess I would prefer Modern to not have Tron, because I hate the archetype. It's just like one of my least favorite archetypes to play with. Pillar of Flame. Okay. Well, Land and Waste not. These inscriptions could end up being good. Opponent appears to be Death Shadowing. Unfortunately, Pillar of Flame exiles our Tinybones. There's none of the... Wow! Wowie zowie. Okay. That is incredibly unfortunate. Like, as unfortunate as can be. Main deck Feed the Swarm. What are the chances? Yeah, I mean, we don't have currently Sylvan Scrying, and we don't have currently Sylvan Scrying an Expedition map. That is true. Opponent plays a Death Shadow, plays a Dreadhorde Arcanist. Play the land, Liliana's Triumph. Inscription of Ruin. Pass the turn. We've dealt with the threats, but we don't have any payoffs. But there is Hour of Promise, there is Nightleia's Intervention, and you can set up Tron just by playing normal cantrips too. The thing is, like, will you have Tron, and remember, this is all taking place in the context of the London Mulligan era, when modern Tron has natural Tron pretty regularly by aggressively mulliganing. So don't underestimate the power of just aggressively mulliganing, because it actually works pretty well. Well, I guess we're going with the front half of Tergrid. Ugin, Ulamog, and who knows, like, if they did this Mystic Archive thing and printed a bunch of the most powerful spells in the... Really? Really? Alright, fair enough. Well, that was interesting. But if they did Mystic Archives and printed all of these, you know, most powerful of all time spells, it seems very possible that we will get something similar to that. Boy, those Feed the Swarms were really unfortunate for us. It seems very possible that we get something similar to that for creatures in the future. Like, Wizards like selling their special editions, both in paper and on Arena. So, even though that's what we got right now, Historic changes so much. And Wizards has clearly showed that they are willing to put really strong cards into the format. I mean, we're getting Brainstorm and Faithful Suiting. These are, like, best card in Legacy, banned in Modern cards. So who knows how long it'll be before we have, like, literal Karn or whatever in the format. If you're going to discuss Strixhaven spoilers, you should mention how it is going to be the fourth set in a row that is delayed in Oceania. Ooh, I didn't realize that. What are the Oceania details, non-Hodgkins? Well, Boy, I miss the color pie. I miss the color pie. The good old days. Ways not, go. You want fetches in Historic? I want fetches reprinted in Standard. Yeah, Brainstorm is coming to Historic with Strixhaven. Opponent runs out Arcanist. Well, we gotta kill it, unfortunately. Not gonna get any value out of this Ways not, because Black-Red gets to kill artifacts now. Yeah. Opponent plays a land. Well, Thought sees you. Take a... Wow. Take a Scourge. Play a land. Devriel, make a discard. Oh, opponent's got solid action. Hey, thank you for the cheer. So, Brainstorm is not in Standard, but it is in Historic. And it's in a special slot, essentially. Hey, thank you, DeCrabs. Opponent has removal. Plays Arcanist. And a land. Well, Inscription. Kill Arcanist. Pass the turn. Yeah, we played a little bit earlier, actually. Well, Devriel, make a discard. We just played a few minutes ago. It is definitely a weird, goofy format. Yeah, little light on the ping 7 at the moment. Opponents. Cycles. Draws. Oh, come on, deck. Land for Tergrid. You can do it. Alright, well, land. Tergrid. Devriel you. Permanent, please. Ugh. Oceania pre-release will be a week later due to shipping issues, yet they've had 4 sets to try to solve this problem. And one of the few places in the world that you can hold a pre-release, it seems like they don't care. Yeah, that is definitely disappointing, for sure. Well, Liliana. Huh. Have you been playing for a while, non-Hodgkin? Like, is this a relatively new thing in the last year or so? Or has it been something that's been going on for a long time? Yeah, Liliana, good enough. That shadow might be big, but it's not much of a blocker against Tergrid. Oh, all right. We overcome the many shadows. This is a scary matchup. Scary, scary matchup. Well, eliminating. The Bajuka Bogs have gotten better. After them being so bad in the beginning, I'm actually like kind of okay with the Bajuka Bogs now. Huh. So non-Hodgkins, do you think that it has anything to do with all the pandemic stuff? That would be the only thing that I would say that maybe is a good excuse for Wizards, because even like over here in the U.S., which I think is probably the biggest market for Magic, we've been having a lot of issues. We haven't got to that extent where, I mean, we've had a lot of stuff canceled because of the pandemic, but we haven't had those kind of delays as far as pre-releases too much, but we have had sets delayed. We've had tons of jumpstart problems. So I wonder if it's all just attached to the pandemic, or if it's actually just like Wizards, messing up or whatever. So maybe that's the only thing I would say is I'm sorry that it's not going smoothly. That is definitely disappointing. But maybe things will just kind of naturally get better once the COVID stuff finally winds down. Okay, that's a pretty good counterpoint, I guess. If that's a pretty good counterpoint if other games are releasing on time. Well, Wrangle, hit ya. Each player discards a card. Discard the Thoughtseize. Tergrid incoming, hopefully. Opponent pitches Death Shadow, untaps. I wish there was more Jumpstart. Yeah, that whole Suez Canal thing was very... I didn't read on it too closely, but it was definitely interesting. Well, here our opponent goes. Getting why the getting's good. Well, land Tergrid. Hit our opponent. Each player sacks a creature. We'll sack Wrangle. We'll get Soulscar Mage. Whew. We have a new donation from Dade Wildfire. Opponent's got the removal spell. All right. Fair. Stand aggro. Hits us. Sure. Down to 11. Ooh, that's a really good draw. Blood Chief Sirs, kill the Death Shadow. Then Wildfire, let a new 3-month commander player play my Xyrus group hug deck last night. Despite not knowing any of the combos, he won anyway. Oh, yeah, the Xyrus deck sounds is super powerful. If a new player can do it, that's a pretty good side, even without the synergy. So the deck just has a pretty high level of raw power. And I think we got that Shadow, too. Thank you so much for the donation, Doug. Doug, what commander are you most excited to build from Strixhaven? Do you notice that Time Star Remasters have the 2020 date in the bottom, yet the set was released in 2021? Ooh, I didn't. Yeah, the Mardu one I'm really hyped for too. Opponent going out on their own terms cannot overcome the discard. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the Strixhaven commanders. I will say one of the things I noticed about this set, which is weird, is I don't really understand exactly what Wizards is thinking. I don't understand what they're designing for. Like, we have, yeah, the Boros Mythic is so sweet. I'm excited for that one in Standard. So we have Commander really popular. We have other formats that have to be designed for. We have Premier sets now rather than Standard sets. And some of the stuff I just don't really understand. Like, I've come to grips that Standard sets are going to have cards designed for Commander. That's fine, no problem with that. Or for other formats. The weird thing to me is with all the focus on Commander, if you look at this set, for one thing, we have a mechanic that just quite literally doesn't work in Commander. The Lesson Learned mechanic, which is a relatively big chunk of cards in the set. And those you just can't play. It's against the rules of Commander and the way the set works. You don't have outside the game zone. There's some other rule I saw on Twitter that prevents it. So that's one thing. Then we got all the Deans, and the Dean cycle are these legendary creatures, but they're really kind of like awkward in Commander because they're 2 colors, but you kind of want to play them together. Like Kian and Ibrahim, they really want both on the battlefield. Like, you want one to, like, exile stuff, get in your graveyard, and that makes the other side make bigger fractals. But if you're playing Commander, it's kind of a non-bow, because unless you go through great hoops, you're never going to have them both. But then at the same time, we also have, like, Shadrick Silverquill, one of the big new, like, mythic Elder Dragons, which is clearly a card for Commander. Like, if this was a face card of a Commander precon, I would totally buy it, because it's just worded in a way that makes it really hard to play in 60-card formats. So it's hard to kind of pick through what's going on sometimes with these sets, where sometimes it looks like, oh, they're putting all this Commander stuff into Standard sets. Then other times it's like, why are your new legends not even, like, formatted in a way that works in Commander, even or works as Commanders very well, even though they seem like Commander cards? So a little scattered, I would say, as far as focus. There are a lot of, like, really sweet cards though. Two-headed giant. Oh, it's been a minute since two-headed giant was a popular thing. How many cards in Strixhaven? This month is looking exciting but expensive. I assume it's a normal set size, so like 250 something, plus the Mythic Archives, which are coming in their own slot. So I assume that's where it's going. I mean, what do you think about the Deans in Commander? Are they still cards you're excited to build around, even though you kind of want the front and the back half on the battlefield? I think for me, the ones I'm most excited for are like the creature / spell MDFC. That's really unique, and we've never really had a sorcerer you can play as your commander. So I think that's really interesting. I wonder if having equipments and having sorceries as your commander, legal as your commander, I wonder if that will get Wizards to loosen the rules, or the RC to loosen the rules about, like, Planeswalkers as your commander, or things like that. Also, we've got a bunch of new sweet hybrid cards. which you know, could be sweet things to put in a commander deck, theoretically. So RC, if you're watching, RC rules committee. I need to make an actual oh no, discard the Phoenix. I need to make an actual video on hybrid and commander. I feel like that would be a good video topic. And I feel like if you actually walk through the hybrid cards and lay it out, I think that it actually makes a lot of sense to have them be legal as your commander. Oh no, do they have all the 1-mana spells? Oh, they might. If they can get back this Phoenix, we're probably in trouble. Opponent. Ooh. No faithless suiting, no problem. Everything's coming up Phoenix in that one. We have a new donation. Opponent goes attack. Oh, Bajukabog, you mock us. Well, I assume we're just out of this one at this point. Day in Wildfire $2 donation. I was noticing a lot of the learn lesson cards were common, uncommon. So my guess is it's mostly a limited focus mechanic. Yeah, I mean, there is I think a cycle of rares and at least one mythic, but there are also commons and uncommons for sure. So I think limited is the main focus. It's still a little bit weird that it just like straight up doesn't work period in Commander to me. But yeah, I think that is the main focus. Limited and best of one. Isn't there a lesson in every pack? I have not heard that there was a lesson in every pack. Unless I missed it. I know there's a mystical archive in every pack. Thank you again for the donation, Doug. We've drawn a few lands this game. Just a few. Well, play a land. Make a discard. Oh, if only we could have answered this Phoenix, we would have been fine, but too little too late when our opponent had just what they needed to get the Phoenix back. I'm like legitimately scared about what's going to happen. You know what? Let's go out on her. Well, all right. I guess there's some chance that we win. Not a high one, but about it. Was thinking about just drawing with Kazalagwe there. Gets and hits us. Down to 6. I mean, if we draw a way to kill the Phoenix, opponent leaves it to the top. Chart of course. Huh. Yeah, we've just drawn a lot of lads. Play Rankle, play a land. Go attacking. Each player discards, draws, sacks. Well, we'll see. McGarry for the 38th month. Seth, oh, you posted the ADO video the day before April Fools. Make the joke so much better. Or as you would say, what joke? Exactly. There's no joke. No joke at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you for the resub. Welcome back to the fishbowl. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I mean, they got back a single Arclight Phoenix on turn 3, and that was it. All right, chat, question for you. Will Crumble to Dust... Does running Crumble to deck in this deck no... Crumble to Dust in this deck no good? Wait, what is... Crumble to Dust? Oh, the Sowing Salt from Battle for Zendikar. I mean, it's good if you are... It's good if you are trying to deal with specific things, I think. Like, I think it's a good answer to Tron lands, but I don't think there's anything in Historic that, at this point, that would really necessitate it. I don't think just hitting a random land for 4 mana. I guess if you're trying to be a land destruction deck, it's fine, but in general, just hitting a random land for 4 mana is not very helpful. Hey, what's up, Grateful Dead? How are you? Seltzel, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I was trying to get it as close to April 1st as possible without it. Oh dear. Oh, we have a Bajuka Bog. Ooh, and that's it. We can't keep on Bajuka Bogs. On the strength of Bajuka Bog. Yeah, alright. Well, we'll try this. This is medium. Land Thought Sees You. So, here's a question for you, chat. Will Faithless Looting be legal in Historic 6 months from now? Let's go 6 months. 6 months after the release of Strixhaven. Do you think Faithless Looting will still be legal? I guess we take strategic planning. No, yeah, no way, no. Yes, nope, nope, hello, nope, yes, no. I think so, yes, yeah, no, no, no. All right. Question two. It's 100% a bait card to get modern players to play the format. That's a really interesting point that I had not thought about. If I had to choose, obviously, this card's not even out yet. This isn't a call for a ban or anything like that. This is my guess in the dark at power level. I would say it's more likely that Faithless Looting ends up getting banned than not. That doesn't mean it will get banned. We haven't even got to play with it yet. It could not be as good as I'm thinking it is, but boy, I've tried a lot of Thoughtseize. But I am personally a little bit skeptical that it's gonna be safe. Hey, what's up, General Chow? How are you? All right, question 2. Brainstorm. Will Brainstorm be legal in Historic in 6 months? And I guess if Faithless Looting is a plant to get modern players in, maybe that's a plant to get legacy players in? Is that the idea to oh my goodness, if we had only drawn a land. Is that the idea to try to lure in players from other formats? I feel like Cling to Dust could be fine. Yeah. Sorry, I looked up the wrong card. Yeah, Cling to Dust could be worth considering in the sideboard. We do have Grafdigger's Cage. I think that Brainstorm will be better than people are giving it credit for. But I would say it's most likely going to be legal. Okay, next question. This is a 2-for-1. Will both Thoughtseize and Inquisition of Kozilek be legal odds? Will both Thoughtseize and Inquisition be legal in the format 6 months after Strixhaven releases? So you don't put any weight in the idea that Wizards is putting Inquisition in so they can ban Thoughtseize. I would say odds are that they're both legal. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if it'll be a good thing for the format, but I would be a little surprised if they are banned. Time Warp's probably gonna be miserable. I don't think so. Here's the thing about Time Warp. I don't think Time Warp is gonna be like the new tier 0. On the other hand, it is gonna be the best extra turn spell in the format. Oh boy, Arclight off the top, eh? It is the best extra turn spell in the format, and if it is even pretty good, it's probably gonna be like kind of annoying. Huh. We're at 5. There's an Arclight. So we got a rankle, attack, and sack? That's so awkward. Whoa! Massive donation from McKiri. $100 donation. Thank you so much. Do you think unbanning... we do got a rankle, don't we? Oh, this does not feel great. Oh, rankle. Attack. Hit you. Each player draws a card. Each player sacks a creature. Take up Liliana. Make you discard. Discard Liliana. Do you think unbanning Punishing Fire would help Jund at all? Or LOL Deathrite? It feels like that just makes Jund extinct. And wait, let me read that again. Do you think that unbanning Punishing Fire would help Jund at all, or LOL Deathrite? I feel like that just makes Jund extinct and adds colors. If not, what would we have to print to make Jund a top deck again? Can you think of a realistic card that would help? Ooh, that is a really interesting question. Thank you again so much for the huge donation. So I will say... the memeing about Jund is also like a little bit of a meme. I don't think that Jund is as bad as maybe it looks. Like, Jund isn't great, but it's also not like that bad. So, what would make Jund good again? And I think the answer is just better threats. Like, I think that Tarmogoyf is just a little dated. As a threat, we need like a 2020 edition. Let's draw. We need like a 2020 edition of Thoughtseize. Like, oh boy. Yes, we will activate this ability. Tinybones comes through, and that's a funny shot. We need a Goyf that cantrips or something. I think that was perfect timing for the Tinybones. I mean, and the thing is, if you look at the modern meta, today's Against Odds was mostly a meme. Jund has actually kind of increased in the meta to where it's actually like, I would say, a solid second tier deck at the moment. So it's actually improved since the latest round of bannings. It's not at the top of the format or anything, and it is definitely a fair deck that is fighting in an unfair format. So, I don't know. But yeah, I think maybe just a better Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf is showing its age a little bit. You don't play Jund because it's good, you play it because it's expensive and you're an elitist. It is kind of hilarious. The price per win on Jund has got to be so bad. Because it is for some reason the most expensive deck in Modern. I think it is literally the most expensive deck in Modern, and it definitely isn't worth that price. If you just go by prices, yeah, Jund is not the deck that you'd want to invest in, I wouldn't say. Discard that Arclight. Oh, yes. Our horrible Bajuka Bog paying off, punishing our opponent. Arclight us, will ya? But yeah, if you look at the most expensive decks in the meta, 800, 1,000, 600, 300, well, 400, 500, $1,500. You could buy like four copies of Blitz, a playset of the Blitz deck for the price of one Jund deck. And the hilarious thing is, it used to be that it was like Tarmogoyf that was so expensive. Scavenging Ooze was a little bit expensive. But those cards are mostly gone now. Thoughtseize isn't nearly as expensive as it used to be. Inquisition's super cheap now. We can play it in budget decks when this was really expensive at one point in the past. But they just keep getting more new expensive cards. So now, sure, a bunch of your cards were reprinted and they're cheap, but you need, $100 copies or $80 copies of Ren in 6. You need a couple of Karaxas. You need Seasoned Pyromancer. That's $40 a piece. So that's one of the weird things about reprints is no matter how much stuff gets reprinted, it doesn't necessarily just solve the price crisis because other things do increase in price. Ponodops. Yeah, I mean, Historic is also a, I guess, relatively hard format to play fair mid-range decks in. Yeah, Modern Horizons I'm super excited for. I'm a little disappointed that it sounds like the price is going to be kind of high, higher than last time. Did we discuss Vanishing Verse? Ooh. I don't think that we have. Well, let's just waste not again. If we ever make our opponent discard, look out. Vanishing Verse. Let me pull up the spoilers. Ooh. Yeah, Vanishing Verse. This one's going to be on tomorrow's spoiler video. This card is legit. Vanishing Verse, 1 white, 1 black, instant, exile target, mono-colored, permanent. I was actually doing a little bit of research, getting ready for tomorrow's spoiler video. And in Standard, it kills basically everything right now. Will it get worse once Strixhaven releases? Yes, it will get worse, I assume, because Strixhaven has a lot of multicolor stuff. But right now, it kills basically everything but companions, which is pretty reasonable. Yeah, I guess we gotta kill it. We don't really want to take the damage. Come on, Bajuka. Oh, that is Bajuka Bug. I was joking, but sure. Oh man, we were being so rough on Bajuka Bog earlier in the stream, and now Bajuka Bog is like legitimately saving our life against this Arclight deck, coming off the top of the perfect times. So it kills basically everything in Standard. I think it has Modern potential. It kills most things in Modern, although it gets a little worse with Tron and Eldrazi Tron and more colorless stuff. The format that is probably most interesting to me is actually...
Rude.
Alright. The format that is probably most interesting to me is actually... Oh, wow, we can't pass up this value. You will discard 2 cards, opponent. Oh, we will draw 4 cards. Acceptable. Play a lad, pass the turn. Commander's going to be interesting. I'm not sure it's better than Mortifying Commander, honestly. Or... Oh, you better not hit another one and chain these. Or like Extinction, not Extinction of That. You have Anguish and Make It, you have Utter End, you have Mortify, and you have D-Spark. In Commander, it's the one format where I'm kind of like, I'm not sure how great it's going to be. Huh. So opponent can flash in... Flash in this. That is a clock. I'll play a land. Liliana.
Address me as queen.
Tick up. Discard the land. Oh my god, it's another Arclight. Okay. Yeah. Scared. Very scared. And Vindicate. Vindicate is sorcery speed. But yeah, so I think it's kind of like middle. Not bad in Commander, but I don't think it's like a true staple in Commander. I'll play Tergrid. Thought sees you. Give me that X. Give me those cards. Give me those lands. I'll go attacking. Can we win this race somehow? Opponent. I was going to be so close. One more bog would be great. Oh, if they get the arc light back, we're taking so much damage. We really just need a removal spell. If we can find a removal spell for Brazen Bar, or we can get rid of all the arc lights. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Give us those zombies in that electrostatic field. Thank you, opponent. Goes attacking, gets us denied. Oh! But you come on, number 3 off the top. Every time this game, it has come off the top at the perfect time. Literally every time. Go attacking, hit you. Down to 2. Extinction event. On odds? Pass the turn. We just gotta untap. Bajuka Bog, we were almost gonna cut it earlier. We were almost gonna cut it. Wow, that's insane. The odds of that happening are so low, and opponent scoops it up. Wow. Did we talk about Mervinia? Is that the one where you gotta pay 8? That ability cracks me up so much. I feel like Wizards made a mistake with that ability. Yeah. Nvidia Student's Advocate. I feel like Wizards made a mistake with this ability. So, the card's sweet. 3 mana, flying, decent body, repeatedly casting instants and sorceries from your graveyard. I really kind of think that 8 mana tax makes it look way worse than it is. Because I actually think if that ability didn't exist, it would be really powerful. So I think the 8 mana tax is just going to make it so easy to meme on, even though it's actually a good card. Abunagent 12, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. But I think this card's sweet. I don't know the shell it goes in. It's got to be something like Feather or Orvar. Maybe a heroic deck. Something where you're repeatedly casting cheap spells on your own creatures. The 8 mana tax means it's going to be really hard. It's broken without the tax. Well, no, I was meaning like, if they just had the ability to be like, 0, you can cast an instant or sorcery from your graveyard this turn. It must target a creature you control, or whatever wording. Like, even if it could only cast spells from the graveyard that could target your creatures, and you didn't have anything about technically being able to cast other spells if you pay this huge tax, I think that would still be a really sweet creature. But yeah. So I think the 8 mana tax, it might come up in Commander sometimes. I think that's probably why it's on there. I can't imagine that your Feather deck is ever going to get to, I don't know, 12 mana or something and cast back a flashback of Wizard's Lightning, or like 9 mana shock someone. Maybe it'll happen, but in Commander it could actually happen. So I actually think it's a sweet card. I expect to see play in Orvar decks, in Feather decks. This card here, Mividia, 3 mana 2/3 legendary bird wizards with flying. You can pay 0 to cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. If the spell doesn't target a creature you control, it costs 8 more to cast. And then it gets exiled if you cast it that way. So essentially, you can flashback spells that target your creatures once a turn, like a Dreadhorde Arcanist or something, or a Kess, sort of like a Kess. So you can flashback a spell each turn. You can technically flashback any spell, but you have to pay a ridiculously massive tax, which makes it unlikely that it'll come up. But yeah, Exponential Growth. Yeah, Exponential Growth. I'm not really sure what this card does in 60 card formats. It seems like it could be fun in Voltron Commander decks, but if you think about the math, let's say you had a I don't know, Carnage Tyrant. You got a literal Carnage Tyrant. You're like, all right, I'm going to one-shot someone. 4 mana, your Carnage Tyrant becomes a 14 power creature. 6 mana, it would become a 28 power creature. So 6 mana to probably make your Carnage Tyrant lethal. It's hard for me to imagine that's going to be worth it at sorcery speed in Standard. Maybe. I think it's really fun, though, and I think it's a cool challenge card where you can just see how big you can make a creature and, like, go crazy win more mode. But if you're playing, like, I don't know, Tron Commander or whatever green base Voltron deck, then I think it's like legitimately frightening in decks like that in Commander. So yeah, this set looks really sweet. This set looks really, really sweet. And we sort of crushed it. What did we learn? What did we learn about man, we're up to partway through Platinum. Incidentally, as we were like punting and playing the weird April Fool's event and talking about stuff, we incidentally went 7-3 tonight with Tiny Tergrid, and one of the losses we would have won if it wasn't for a punt. We had the one loss in the early part of the stream where we clicked evens instead of odds on Extinction Event and lost as a result. So that would have made us 8-2 actually. So I don't know. Maybe Tergrid discard and Tinybones. Maybe it's actually like a pretty good place to be in Historic right now. Of course, everything is going to change once Strixhaven releases and Mystic Archives release. That's going to shake up the format. All right, last card. Thoughts on new Luca. All right, if you're coming in late, we talked about it earlier. So we have Myla Crafty Companion, 1 double white legendary fox. When an opponent attacks one of your planeswalkers, you get a counter on each of your planeswalkers. When a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability opponent controls, you may draw a card. So kind of protection. I don't know if the Planeswalker protection is that good, but I actually think the creature protection is very strong. You can Coco into it. It reminds me a little bit of Leovold in some ways. So I think the front half is actually really good, mostly because it's Cocoable, tutorable, creature-based protection. The back half, Luca Wayward Bound, 6 mana Planeswalker, can discard a card. If you do, draw a card. If you discard a creature, you get to draw 2 cards instead. -2, reanimate a creature from your graveyard. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of your next upkeep. So you do keep it for a turn if you're in like Desperation Block mode. And then you get an emblem. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield to your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So you emblem to be Terror of the Peak. So there's a bunch of different older cards. Pandemonium, I think, is one of them that does something similar. Luca is interesting. Yeah, apparently Luca is all about cheating things into play. There's some foreshadowing, perhaps, of Eldrazi returning. Maybe we're getting more Eldrazi. I kind of hope we don't get more Eldrazi this soon, but we'll see. Maybe we're working towards Eldrazi versus Phyrexia. Like, that might be where this is headed. Like, if you look at the last couple of sets, I think that might be the long-term trajectory of the storyline, which I guess that would be kind of sweet. As much as, like, I'm kind of tired of Eldrazi versus Phyrexia, to once and for all settle the biggest, baddest, oh man, or Phyrexian's corrupted the Eldrazi? Oh wow. Yeah, that would be scary. Phyrexian Eldrazi would be, that would be pretty sweet, but anyway, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. So, more Strixhaven stuff coming up on the YouTube. Along with other stuff, we'll have a Meme or Dream on Sunday, so keep an eye out for that. Also, Replay YouTube, that's where you can find all the old streams. And a reminder that our sponsor tonight, apart from all of you, seriously, y'all are amazing and awesome, is Card Kingdom. If you need some Magic cards, you can get them at cardkingdom.com, even get a free Scoop Soldier sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes, and they will hook you up. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. You all are amazing and awesome. And seriously, I appreciate each and every one of you so very, very much. So have a great night, everyone. We will be back next week. So let's see. Tuesday. No Monday stream because one more week of spoilers. But we'll be back next week to have some more fun. Will I buy collector booster boxes Strixhaven? Probably. I want to get the Japanese promos. So have a great night, everyone. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll be back. More fun next week. Spoilers on YouTube. Until then, I will talk to you soon.